Just inbound the ball, Marinello handling. Back to Moore. Moore in the hands of Bell. Bell on the dribble, over to Marinello. Marinello on the move, out to the top of the circle to Moore. Moore to Bell. Bell with a jumper. No, off the front of the rim. And Jeff Thompson with another rebound. Thompson must have close to 15 rebounds tonight, which is a phenomenal evening. Mike Evans on the drive. Loses control of the ball. Back comes Moore. Moore bringing the ball for TW. Over to Green. Green with a jump shot. Yes.
Plymouth-Whitemarsh, if they can get within 12 feet and the man's not guarded, they shoot.
Keith Green has really come alive here in the second half. Attempted steal by Moore. Johnson on the ball, coming back outside. Gives the ball to Evans, back to Johnson. There's Jeff Thomas in the corner on the drive. Gives in to Evans on a nice pass. Evans with a reverse layup, but it was Jeff Thomas who made that basket with a smart move underneath. Bell on the dribble for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. Johnson playing him tight. On the drive. Foul is on Pinky Johnson outside. Call for blocking. That is his third personal. Rebounds for the Eagles certainly cannot afford to lose Johnson. He triggers that ball. I keep it today. He helps him score. He plays the tough defense. He's on Bell right now as Bell moves into the basket. Driving on Harrell. Back outside. Ball stolen by Thomas. On the move. Norristown 4-on-2. Thomas almost lost the ball. Thompson on a move into the center. He almost loses it. Out to Johnson. Into Evans. Ball batted underneath. Out of bounds. Norristown will take over underneath. Ramsey coming in. Cresswell gets Thompson on the bench for a rest. You can be sure that this will not be very long. Ball outside Evans. Long jumper up. No. Ball in. It's Johnson driving to the basket, and several people are all over him as he goes in.
Norristown can keep the game at a fast pace. It seems to be to their advantage.
Carl Moore has just picked up his third personal foul for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. It's Pinky Johnson shooting 2. First one is up, good. Johnson with his 14th point gives the Eagles the tie, 49-49, with a little bit over 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. Second shot up, and good.
So many times this game, Jim, the man on the foul line has brought Norristown back.
Big difference tonight in their foul shooting percentages. Green on the drive on Harrell. Underneath, up, yes! Green on a move to the basket. Began to fall, threw the ball up, hit nothing but net. And it's the Colonials back in the lead by 1. And here comes the Colonial fans alive. Pinky Johnson from the outside, yes! Pinky Johnson with 3 points, and Norristown back in the lead by 2.
That's the threat Norristown has got to have. They've got to make people come out.
Jeff Thomas ties the ball away from Marinello. Plymouth-Whitemarsh takes control. Here comes Flowers. Thompson back in for Thomas and Harrell. And those two did exactly what they were in there for, which was to give a break for Thompson, give a break to Flowers. Bell on the drive, up, yes, Brad Bell. Brad Bell with 15 points for Plymouth-Whitemarsh.
Well, that was a rather questionable call. That was one of those calls, Jim. The ref, it didn't affect the game. The ref didn't have to make that call.
That's a silly foul, too, because it's number 4 on Carl Moore, and he has played a very strong game on the board. Hasn't scored a lot of points, only 2 points so far tonight. The Colonials call a timeout with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left. Score is tied 53-53. Will be the Eagles' possession in the front court when we come back.
I'm surprised how similar these teams are. They're just two balanced teams. There's no real weak spot. There's no real big star. Marinello for Plymouth is probably the biggest star out there, but even at that, they're just two balanced teams. Anybody can score, anybody can rebound. Almost all of them handle the ball pretty well. It's just a real good basketball game.
These two teams could very easily face each other again in another week or so, 2 weeks, because they both are playing here in the tournament during Christmas time. And certainly is not inconceivable that they will be back and have to face each other again. And by that time, with a few other games on their belt, we should really get a feel for how they're going to fare in their leagues, and also eventually, hopefully, both of them in district play. They certainly should be two of the stronger District 1 teams. Flowers is on the move over to Evans. Evans to Johnson with a shot. No. Long. Ramsey on the rebound. No. There's Keith Green up high to get a board. Score tied. Bell. Up court to Fisher. Back outside the bell. Plymouth-Whitemarsh steps up again. Norristown is going back with him man-to-man now. Marinello on the drive. Let's see what the foul is. And there's a real big foul. That is the 4th personal on number 32 of the Eagles, Pinky Johnson.
Well, in spite of the big act Johnson's putting on, I thought that was a good call. Johnson has to watch out that he doesn't lose his cool. You got to stay relaxed and calm out there.
Got to be tough, and we're certainly going to. Norristown is going to a zone now. Marinello from the outside puts the Colonials up by 2, 55-53. And the Eagles come back on the attack. Johnson over to Evans. Evans on the move along the baseline. And he steps on the baseline, giving the ball to the Colonials. With 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game, Colonials by 2, and Pinky Johnson is going to take a break. Jeff Thomas coming in for him. Full court pressure, broken by Marinello, moving up, jump shot up, no good. Rebound by King. And once again, Colonials tough off the offensive board. King with his 11th point, and PW puts 4 of their players in double figures. The ball off of Bell. Norristown will inbound. Johnson quickly up off the bench and comes back in the game, replacing Mike Evans. Eagles down by 4, and this is a big possession for Norristown. They cannot afford to get behind by 6, the way PW is handling the ball.
Great defensive play by PW.
Great defensive play by Brad Bell, who blocked the shot and then kept the ball in bounds and saved it. Really a nice play. Johnson on the fast break, 3-on-2, down the middle, stops, drives, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Off the receivers of Norristown, and it's the Colonials' possession. There was the big tournament event. The Eagles had a 3-on-2 break and did not get the basket. Brad Bell on the move. It's Flowers playing in this line. Ball over to King. King stops. Over to Fisher. Fisher not going to shoot, even though the Eagles are leaving him open. In the hands of Bell, out to Marinello. Marinello with a long shot.
That's 3 in a row Marinello has missed.
Flowers moving up court. Drives. Goes in underneath. Yes! Oh! What a pretty move by Howard Flowers. Switched from the right to the left hand and threw up a little short hook shot on the drive for the basket. Norristown trailing by 2 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Bell on the dribble. Going to the basket. Keeps it jumper. Partially blocked by Jeff Johnson on the move up court, throws the ball down. Eagles need a basket to tie. And for the first time tonight, the fans are really getting in this ball game. Flowers into Thompson, back to Thomas. On the drive, lost control of the ball, but knocked out of bounds by Helmut Fisher. Lucky break for the Eagles there, because I think the Eagles have lost control of the ball. Johnson inbounds to Flowers. Flowers on the move. Back to Johnson. Stride. Stops for the jumper. No.
Oh, two Norristown players fighting for the ball.
Ball was lost. They had that rebound, but thought he settled for it. Colonials take a timeout. 1 minute, 52 seconds left. Plymouth-Whitemarsh 57. Norristown 55. What more could you ask for an early season basketball game? First game, remember, for both teams.
Well, Norristown is making the typical mistakes you expect to see in a first game. The surprising thing is that PW is not making them.
Once again, that might be a sign of who they had in their scrimmages in the early season game. Even though Norristown finished Pottstown and Pender, both of which are supposed to be very, very good.
Well, it's like Norristown is still searching for the best five to have out there when the pressure is really on.
Norristown Eagles are going with Johnson and Flowers and Thomas, Thompson and Priest Ramsey. Colonials ball at midcourt. Marinello to trigger on the inbounds pass. Working the stack right here at center court. Ball goes into King. He will get it into the hands of Brad Bell, who is obviously the ball handler. The Colonials want to handle the ball at this time. Now, it will be interesting to see whether Plymouth tries to hang on to the ball. King dribbling. He goes out into the corner of Fisher. Fisher looks for Bell. Bell on the move. Outside again. Norristown finally going to be forced to go on and go man-to-man. And here's one of the tough plays. Johnson has to play Bell. Now keep in mind, Johnson has 4 personal. They certainly don't want him playing Bell. Yeah, he's on him. There's the foul. Jeff Thomas with his 3rd personal.
Well, this is what Stofko wants. He wants to bring his big man out with Thompson. His big man can handle the ball really well. Thompson can't take it away from him. And Stofko would be content to leave him way out there, dribbling the ball around, knowing that Norristown's big man is not going to get the ball from his big man.
Kurt Nevers coming in the Norristown lineup. He's replacing Priest Ramsey. And what Norristown obviously is going to do now, they've got to get either Weaver or Flowers playing on Bell. You simply cannot let Bell play with the ball. And Pinky Johnson cannot go out on him. He's got 4 fouls. And that's Norristown High School. They would hate to lose him now. Kim misses the foul shot. It's Jeff Thompson on the rebound, and he must have close to 20 rebounds tonight. And with 1 minute and 6 seconds left, Norristown takes the timeout.
Well, PW loses this game. I get the feeling that tomorrow's practice is going to be nothing but foul shooting.
Now, they certainly have done every other phase of the game well. I mentioned earlier, before the game, that Hank Stofko was worried about how Plymouth-Whitemarsh would handle the defensive boards. I think they've done an excellent job on the defensive boards tonight.
Oh, they certainly have. They've done an excellent job rebounding at both ends of the court. Every time one of their players shoots, you see three men going for that basket. And I haven't seen that for Norristown.
It would certainly be the time right now that Norristown wants to crash the boards after their shots. They've got to get this ball up and get a basket. They don't want to force anything. They want to play for the good shot, keep the ball in the hands of Johnson and Flowers, and then try to set up for the good shot with Thompson and Evans in crashing the boards underneath.
Well, I don't think Norristown's going to be able to press this team. Stofko has his team well drilled for the press.
Johnson handling the ball on the outside, over to Evans. Evans out front, over to Flowers. Flowers looks for Johnson, who is between midcourt and the foul line. Flowers back outside. Plymouth-Whitemarsh playing a tough zone. Flowers on the dribble. Stops. Norristown does not want to force things. Into the hands of Jeff Thomas. Moves in.
And it's Plymouth-Whitemarsh's ball, Jim.
Here's what good defense can
I
get
think
you.
they're going to have to foul him right away. They're not going to steal the ball from him.
Go to Marinello. Marinello up. There's the ball stolen. Jeff Thompson has it in. Yes!
Oh, what a break for Norristown.
Norristown ties the game. Here comes King on the dribble, moving up court. Going with 19 seconds. No. Little jumper. No. PW had the ball moving up court. Norristown blocked the pass. Jeff Thompson on a great move to the basket scores his 15th point. And the Colonials, when they move up court, Morris King steps on the end line, and Norristown, with 11 seconds left, the score tied, will get the ball underneath the Colonials basket with a chance to win the ball game, getting the final shot off.
It's going to be interesting to see how Stopko plays this defensively. Whether he lets them bring the ball up, and depends on the defense he's used the whole game, or whether he tries to use up some of that 11 seconds, forcing Norristown to take a lot of time to bring the ball up.
He stays back in that tough zone so far, but it looks now as though he's getting ready to put some pressure on the inbound pass.
Yeah, he wants some of that 11 seconds taken off the clock before they get the ball up there.
Norristown has to get the ball in the hands of Flowers or Johnson, and then they must be sure that they don't hurry the ball. They gotta try to get the ball up court. But Flowers on the move. Dribble, he's up court, he's hammering it. He throws to Thompson. Thompson is back. Yes! 2 seconds, 1 ball game.
I don't know what the ref's doing.
It may not be.
Yes, this game may not be over. The ref may say there's 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock.
The officials are going to put more time on the clock. No. Let's see what happens.
I don't think the fans realize it yet. They're talking about it now.
The officials are over talking to Kent Stopko and the PW time. They're still talking now.
Of course, I don't see how they could put more than 2 seconds on that clock.
At the very most, there would be 2 seconds left. But it looks to me as though that is what is going to happen. Now, the question is, what do you do if you're Norristown? Do you make them throw the ball up from outside, or do you pressure them over the entire court? Certainly you don't want to give them anything.
I think what you have to do, Jim, you have to put one man over the man throwing a ball in. You just can't give him a clear pass without somebody in his face. Then I think you have to have the rest of your team back beyond midcourt under your basket. You have to make that man throw a long pass without any accuracy, or you can't allow him to hit a man on your side of the court with a good pass. That man just might get lucky on a 30-foot shot.
The other thing we want.
I think that's what Norristown is. Wait, what's this? A technical?
Plymouth-Whitemarsh did not have any timeouts left. And so Norristown has a technical. Johnson makes one of the 2.
I don't understand that, Jim. How could they call a timeout with no timeouts left? I would think the game would be over. It's almost as if Norristown is being penalized.
Well, Norristown retains possession of the ball on that kind of timeout. So really all they have to do is get the ball into the play. The Eagles have taken a timeout. There are 2 seconds left. What a course of events here at the end of the game. You couldn't ask for a better game, particularly the way the second half developed. The first half was a little sloppy, but both teams came on strong. And I think this is the kind of game that has to help both teams. You have to remember that last Friday, the snowstorm took the team's first games away from them. Might have been a little bit better play and smoother play early on today if it hadn't been that they had lost those games.
Well, it seems to me if Norristown just throws that ball in down in the corner in their end of the court, even if a player on PW catches it, he won't have enough time to throw a pass up court where somebody can take a shot. He'd have to take a shot himself the length of the court.
Johnson handling the ball. Here goes the inbound. He throws it deep to Thompson. It's intercepted. Bell tries to get off a long shot. It hits off the corner of the board. And the final score here at the Norristown Gymnasium is Norristown 60, Plymouth-Whitemarsh 57.
Now what's up?
And if I had to say what won this game, Jim, and what lost the game, it was the foul shooting. Norristown outstanding from the foul line. Plymouth-Whitemarsh terrible, especially when they really needed the foul shots. If you were to see the game without the foul shooting, you would swear Plymouth-Whitemarsh won the game. If you didn't know the score and just watched the whole game, you would almost swear they were the winner of the game. But the foul line is what killed them and what saved Norristown.
I'm sure that if you follow the results of this and look at the scoring tonight, you'll discover that the percentages for Plymouth were much, much worse than the percentages for Norristown. Let me give you some final scoring figures here. For Plymouth-Whitemarsh, Marinello led with 16 points. Ragbell had 15 points. Horace King had 11 and Keith Green 11. 4 players in double figures. And that certainly bodes well for Hank Stofko's team. It appears that any one of his players could score, and there is no way to cut off just one of them. For Norristown, Pinky Johnson led the way with 19 points, had a great game. Jeff Thompson with a big basket at the end followed with 17. Reese Ramsey had 10. Howard Flowers had 8. And Mike Evans came through with 6. But another big factor tonight is the rebounding with Jeff Thompson. Both on the offensive and the defensive board, he did a really good job. And I think that that will help Norristown in future games. Remember, these two teams could play again in 2 weeks. And it certainly would be worthwhile. You're coming out here and following. That's all for Norristown Gymnasium tonight. This is Jim Nelson and Frank Whipple saying we hope to see you here again soon.